Once again, kind of took me by surprise a little bit. Anyway, good morning, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic with me, Mike Avery, here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio to record this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. Cliff, nice to have you along with us as always. My name is Mike Avery. Davina, I'm so glad you found the show. You're with us every week, and I appreciate it. On a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning, and looks like it's going to be a beautiful Wednesday day. And I hope you get a chance to make the most of it. I will be here in the studio to record this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. Cap, good morning. How are you? How are you? Jim, thanks for checking in. Davina says, Mike, guess what? Guess what day it is? It's hump day. Good morning, Bob. Hey, Johnny, good morning, buddy. How are you? I'm enjoying the bear pictures. Bruce, thanks for checking in with us. Debbie, good morning. How are you? Hello, Ross. Nice to have you along with us on this edition of Behind the Mic here from the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. Johnny says, what day is it? It's hump day. It's an excellent morning, Paul. It's a beautiful morning. And looks like it's going to be a beautiful day this last day of August as we get ready to kick off. Robert checking in from Grand Rapids, the beautiful city of Grand Rapids. Kenny checking in from the hunting department of Jay's Sporting Goods in Gaylord, where, by the way, you can now buy Brenton USA hunting rifles. It is hump day. Hump day. Raber Bay checking in from the Eastern UP. It's almost September. Happy almost September. It is. Tomorrow, September. Our hunting seasons in Michigan kick off. Well, actually, they've already kicked off. I think the elk season already started, didn't it? Although I have not seen an elk picture yet. Jim checking in from Algonac, where the sturgeon are jumping in the boat on the St. Clair River. Joe, how are you? Yeah, I think elk season has already started. The early goose season and teal season. Let me rephrase that. I used to say the experimental teal season. I can't anymore because it's a real season. And the early giant flying rat season kicks off tomorrow. Johnny says he's getting pictures right now from his live cam, from his cell cameras. Davina says, hurry up and buy those Brentons before somebody bans them. Hey, Gary, how are you? Nice to have you along with us. Yeah, the whole AR thing is interesting, isn't it? I'm looking forward to using my 350 Legend in an AR platform. I'm going to take my grandson Carter out next Sunday. This weekend, I hope to get him out and shoot that Brenton so he can see what it's like. Tim says the bear hunters in Gladwin are going to have a tough time. There's blueberries everywhere. What's that hot spot right there? Huh. Interesting. Let's see if I can get rid of that. Nope, it's there. I've just never seen that before. It's like a halo. Oh, there we go. Chris says deer season starts out in Kansas in a couple of weeks. Brent. Congrats on that beautiful speed goat. That was a beautiful picture too, by the way. Makes it even better. And I don't know, I was going to send this to you. I think I forgot, Brent. The folks at Crossbow Magazine shared the picture too. So you're famous. How's the 350 for recoil? It's not bad. Not bad at all. Pat Johnson just walked in the studio. He's actually not doing the show this morning, but Pat told me an interesting story. He's in here yesterday. And he says, my computer blew up. I'm like, okay, well, it crashed. No, it blew up. It made noise and it smoked. Not the kind of thing you want to see in your radio studio in the morning. Ross says he's a superstar. Who, Brent or Pat? Both of them are superstars. Captain Jim says, thank you for the rain. Man, we've had some nice rains lately. Beautiful rains. Our food plots are not in. I think, well, I went out and watched my son James spray last week. I was there for moral support, and I think we're going to go out this weekend and actually put some seed in, and I'll be there for moral support. He's the food plot guy. Tim checking in from Aiken, South Carolina. Good morning, Tim. Two Tims, Tim Dodge and Tim McDowell. Kevin says almost none. Almost none what, Kevin? Sorry, I lost you here. Yeah, it's hard to put that smoke back in the case once it comes out. But he's got a new machine now he's working with, so he's pretty excited about that. Just like Tim, just like all of us geeks get excited when we get a new machine, right? Anyway, this is Behind the Mic with me, Mike Avery. It's Mike behind the mic. I'm here behind two mics. This is my social media microphone, and this is my professional broadcast microphone. This is something I do every Wednesday morning as I get ready to record the show. Now, tonight on Wednesday Night Live, Amy Trotter, Executive Director of MUCC, is going to join me to answer some questions you have about the outdoors here in Michigan. Ross says Tim McDowell's a buddy of his, a stand-up guy. Tell you what. Oh, almost none. Gotcha, Kevin. Thank you. Almost no recoil on the 350. Thank you. Appreciate that. Ron says on the DNR app, you can buy as many pure Michigan hunt entries as you want. Pretty cool. I didn't realize that. I didn't know you could buy the pure Michigan hunt right on the app. I haven't downloaded the app, but I will. Ben says big bears coming down from the hills. The berries are done there in Lupton at the swamp. Yeah, I'm really enjoying getting to learn more about that AR platform. No, you don't have to shoot an AR to hunt with a 350, but that's what I'm doing. I'll talk more about that in the show this week, but one of the reasons I'm excited about the AR, number one, Brenton came to me and said, hey, we'd like to work with you. Are you interested? And the more I found out about the guns and the company and the platform, I said, yeah, I'd love to. Also, I tend to be attracted to tools that are under attack. For example, I started hunting with a crossbow. Yeah, absolutely. Because people were deeming the crossbow to be the devil's tool, Satan's spawn, poacher's tool, which of course is ridiculous. And now that the AR is under attack, how are things in Hesperia, John? Jerry says he loves the app. All right, I'll download it later today, maybe talk about it tonight. I do need to get a suppressor. I do need to get to Jay's and get a suppressor for that new gun. Absolutely. I think that 350 Legend from Brenton with a suppressor on it would be an excellent rig, but I don't have the suppressor yet, so I'm going to use what I got. Jay says he doesn't hunt or fish at all, but he enjoys listening to me Saturday mornings on WSGW in Bay City. Thank you. Appreciate that. Kevin, I did see that. Yeah, somebody sent me a picture of a badger and I forgot to share it. We do have badgers in Michigan. Yes. I was surprised to hear that. I personally have never seen a badger in Michigan, but I've seen enough pictures of them from people I trust to realize there are indeed badgers in Michigan. The first experience I ever had with badgers was in North Dakota. Just about broke my leg stepping into a badger hole before daylight, walking out to a tree stand. Salmon and steelhead starting to show up. Excellent, John. Good to hear. It's that time of year. Isn't it a great time of year? I mean, summertime's basically over, right? I mean, we're going to have some hot weather. We're going to have some uncomfortable days, but like this morning was beautiful. The last few days in the morning has been beautiful. I go out for a walk and it's like, oh, this is refreshingly cool. Now by midday, it gets a little warm, but yeah. Plus, Pat, what starts Saturday? Football. Football. Well, for Spartan fans, Friday. Well, for Spartan, thank you. Got to keep everybody happy. Here is a text. I don't think I'm going to read it. Ooh. I'm ready right now. Skeeter, I'm ready right now. But we got to, or John, whoever sent it. But don't we have to jump through some paperwork hoops first? This is a Brenton suppressor. Ooh. Brenton USA Hunting Rifles now makes Brenton USA suppressors. I'm in. I'm all in. Tim's got 2 badgers right there in Gladwin. Mad Jack has seen a badger before. Some fall mushrooms. See, that's something I have no experience with. All right, here we go. Kevin says go blue. Somebody else is going to say go green. I get it, right? I get the best of both worlds because my daughter did her undergrad at UMich and her law school from MSU. So I'm covered all the way around. All right, Brent. Listen, congrats again. That's a beautiful goat, a great shot, a beautiful picture. Now we need to have you join us in Ohio, but you know that I like that. Hey, John, guess what? John. Guess what? That boat you've been looking at, it's mine. Finally have a system to watch Wednesdays. Excellent, Randall. Appreciate that. Any idea the tax stamp time frame now? Tim, I do not. My friends who are watching from Brenton might know. They're lurking in the shadows. They're not commenting, but they're out there watching. Anyway, we're going to take my grandson Carter out this weekend so he can shoot that 350 Legend from Brenton. There we go. Go Dogs. Thank you for that, Kevin. Appreciate it. Didn't they take the national title last year? Or was that 2 years ago? The shrooms are good, especially with fresh steelhead. Can't argue with that. So I'm going to take Carter out this weekend to shoot the gun just so he's familiar with it. And then next weekend, we're going to go out for the youth hunt. We're not going to hunt Saturday because Saturday is, I have a previous commitment. Where is that light? Oh, it's coming through the window. That's what it is. It's daylight coming through the window. Taking my wife Denise down for a second look at a wedding dress for my daughter Shelby. We went down last Saturday, and she found one. And my soon-to-be son-in-law and I played 18 holes of golf. It was a nice day. So I'm the suppressor's in the back of my mind here. That's what it is. It's sunlight coming in. That's what's screwing me up here. Mark checking in from South Louisiana or Louisiana. Is it okay if I say Louisiana, Mark, instead of Louisiana? If I was down by you, I'd probably say Louisiana. Anyway, that's one state I have not visited before. Never. I'd like to. John says he's got John's back in school. You got to be a senior now. Hey, John. Last year, the title playoff final the year before. I think you're right. Next Saturday, our friend Ross Elliott will be in Seney getting ready to hunt with our friend Johnny. Can't wait. Johnny Bowler, the Bear Whisperer. John's a senior. He says, yes. Okay, so elk season's open. Tomorrow, the early giant flying rat season opens, as well as the teal season. And then very soon now, okay, then we got the youth hunt and then bear season. Hey, Joe, how are you? Joe, keep those prayers coming. We've been doing interviews and we've got some really good candidates. But as you well know, it's a very hard decision to leave your current congregation and come to a new congregation. So we'll see what the big guy has in store for us. Mark says, got to come fishing for specks and redfish. That would be fun. That saltwater, brackish water fish. I was talking to a guy yesterday, Josh, who is an avid Saginaw Bay walleye angler, and he had gone to Florida for some saltwater fishing. And he says, man, you can't believe it. He said, it's so much fun. Johnny says he wishes it was bear season because he's sick of feeding them. Oh, another text I got to check out here. Carter's backup food plot. I am blessed to have some great friends. Winchester makes a subsonic 350 load that'll be silent with that suppressor. I am really blessed to have some great, Joe, appreciate that. Thank you. And I know you have been. I am so blessed to have so many great friends. Scott Gatza, one of the guys right at the top of that list, because Scott has been so generous in allowing me to turkey hunt and deer hunt on his piece of heaven, his private property that he lets me hunt. And I appreciate that, Scott. And then also my grandson, Carter. And so, Scott, we do appreciate it. It's nice to be surrounded by good people. And I have been very blessed to be able to do that professionally and personally. And I do appreciate it. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. In my fisheries biology and management class this morning, about to be handling fish samples. You're going to do well in that field, John, because you have a passion for it. Hey, Captain, how are you? Good morning to you as well. Yeah, there's nothing like in my case, working in a field that I love. Skeeter from Brenton, how are you? Skeeter, that suppressor has my attention. Personally and professionally, I have some great friends. Listen, my circle of good friends is not large intentionally, but it's good people, and I appreciate that. And my business associates, my business friends are great people as well. So I've been very, very blessed. Who are we talking about, Johnny? Which one? Oh, Scott. That's right. Scott's going to be up there hunting with you too. That's right. So Johnny's got his hands full this year. His daughter has a tag. I have a tag. My buddy Tony Sovey is hunting with him. My buddy Scott Gatz is hunting with him. My buddy Ross Elliott's hunting with him. Johnny. I know, Johnny, you're being torn because you've got all these good people hunting with you, and yet you are saving the best bait and the biggest bear for me. Now, listen, I know you're going to get Lori a bear. I know you're going to get Ross a bear. I know you're going to get Tony a bear. I know you're going to get Scott a bear. I know that. But the biggest bear and the best spot is mine. And I know that. I had to pay extra for it, but I did. Chris got to get his granddaughter on the bus. All right, Chris. Apple trees are loaded. Interesting from Lauren. I hadn't heard this one before. She said, the apple trees are loaded. We could be in for a hard winter. That's an old saying that I hadn't heard before. So good. I appreciate those. Okay. Thank you. So what else? Let's see. In a couple of minutes here, we're going to start the radio show. Charlie Rood will be at the controls this week. See, making it even harder. Johnny Bowler's wife has a tag. Johnny Bowler's daughter has a tag. Johnny Bowler's friend Ross has a tag. Johnny Bowler's friend Lori has a tag. Johnny Bowler's friend Tony has a tag. Tony Bowler's friend Scott has a tag. And Tony Bowler's good friend Mike has a tag. Peach trees are loaded too. I hadn't heard that before. Okay, here we go. John, when the corn is high on the stalk, we're going to have a lot of snow. If the corn is low on the stalk, it's going to be a mild winter. Hadn't heard that one, John. Thank you. I'm going to do a screenshot on that. Right there. Capture. I love these old sayings because they're rooted in truth. Pat, who does Michigan play Saturday?
Colorado State.
What time is the game?
Noon.
It's a noon game, which completely screws up my plans for Saturday.
No.
I mean, it doesn't screw them up. I will adjust my plans accordingly.
They're a night game next week.
Night game next week, which is the 10th.
Mighty Hawaii.
Oh, mighty Hawaii. Johnny says he's saving the biggest bear for me. Scott Gatza, you hear that? Ross, you hear that? John, listen, I had to slip him some extra. I had to pay him more for that special bait and the big bear, but I did. Okay, here's another one. I got to screenshot these too. Boom. Okay, 3 minutes. Okay. Caterpillars that turn into mono. Brown means mild. Black means harsh. Only one's 95% black. Okay. Here's another one, John. And if the woolly worm is really dark all dark, we're going to have a hard winter. But if it's that woolly worm is something else. That's what your dad used to take. See, that's where a lot of my old sayings came from too. My dad, who came to pass down from my grandpa, which is pretty cool. I love those. So what else? Okay, tonight for Wednesday Night Live, just a reminder, at 7:00 on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, not Instagram. We haven't figured out a way to do it simultaneously to Instagram as well. We need to put a wager on the biggest bear. Okay, I'm in. What's the wager? Some Michigan brand Hunter sticks, bottle of Maker's Mark, some good cigars. What's the wager here? I don't want to get too crazy, but I'm in. Just for fun. It will, Pat. I appreciate it.
No problem.
And I'm just doing for you. Listen, I told Johnny, I said, I don't need a big bear. I just want a respectable bear because it's my first it would be my first Michigan black bear and my first critter with that Brenton 350 Legend. So, anyway, 7:00 tonight, Amy Trotter, Tim. Yeah, you're right. I'm not doing that. Amy Trotter joins me tonight, 7:00. She's the executive director. Johnny says, wait. Johnny says, don't do that. Johnny says, no, don't do that. No wagers on big bears. A Michigan brand ham. The winner gets a Michigan brand ham. Oh, unless you were looking. See, that's just it. Ross could pull the new truck card, and then I'm out of luck. Hey, Charlie, how are you?
I'm doing well, Mr. Avery. How are you?
Good. Okay, so once again, tonight, 7:00, Wednesday Night Live, Amy Trotter, Executive Director of MUCC, joins us. In about 40 seconds, I'm going to start recording the radio show here, which means I will not be able to directly interact as we have been. I will continue to talk, and you'll look at it and go, well, nothing's changed, except then I'm going to be talking into this microphone instead of that microphone right there, and I will not be able to directly answer your questions immediately, or at least try to. I realize I don't get to them all immediately. Or one of the other great names, John says. Yeah, the winner gets a new Brenton USA hunting rifle. How's that? John Cedar's going, no. Oh, crap. My clocks are off. Okay. So I got a 12-minute segment here, but I actually started a 13-minute clock, so I need to keep that in mind. Okay. See, I was talking to you guys and I got distracted and didn't set things up. Skeeter's like, that'll work. With a high-end Leupold scope on it and a suppressor. Ross says, I'm in. Or a Rapid River knife. I think maybe a Michigan brand ham might be the way to go. All right, my friends, I got to go. Have a good day. See you tonight. Well, thank you, Ken Hunter, for that introduction, and welcome to another edition of the Outdoor Magazine radio show right here on the Outdoor Magazine radio network. More than 30 stations across the great state of Michigan. This is a 3-hour show, a 3-hour weekly show designed to promote, encourage, protect, and inform about the great outdoors here in the great state of Michigan. We concentrate primarily on hunting and fishing and shooting and trapping and wildlife issues and conservation issues and even some wild game cooking. It's a pretty cool job to have, and I admit it. I am blessed by God. I thank him every day to have this opportunity and to be able to do this for so many years. And isn't it a wonderful time of year right now? Welcome to September. As I know the folks watching the live stream are going to go, Avery, it's not September. No, by the time you hear this radio show, it will be September. It's Labor Day weekend. Where did the summertime go? Don't we ask ourselves this every year? Where did the summertime go? Did you get a chance to do the things that you wanted to do? Did you get a chance to see the sights here in Michigan, to take your family, to take the kids, take the grandkids on that camping trip? to take that fishing charter trip, to spend as much time chasing salmon or chasing bass or chasing pike or chasing walleye or chasing panfish. Oh, there's so much to do in our great state. And we're on this. September is one of these, I call them shoulder months. It's not really summer, it's not really fall, but it's a great time of year. Hunting seasons have already started. The hunting season in Michigan has started. Now, that doesn't mean that fishing is over, right? We all know that. Some of the best fishing of the year is in the fall. But the hunting season has officially started. Elk season's open. And I can't call it the early experimental teal season anymore because it's now an official season. Teal season is open for waterfowl hunters. And of course, my favorite season, the giant flying rat season. You're going, Avery, what is that? That's the early goose season. Remember this? There are rats, the four-legged rodents. There are flying rats, seagulls, and then there are giant flying rats, also known as Canada geese. And I say, please go out there and shoot as many of those things as you can. Because I hear they taste really good, but they're a messy nuisance critter that I am so glad we have this early season to help thin some of those resident birds out. What else? Bear season is just around the corner. The youth hunt is coming up next weekend. I will be taking my grandson Carter out for the youth hunt using that Brenton USA 350 Legend. Now I'm going to get him out this weekend because I have that gun sighted in and I feel like it's broken in, but Carter hasn't shot it yet. And I don't want to put him out at my buddy Scott's place over a food plot and have a big doe walk in front of him and have Carter unfamiliar with the gun. He hasn't shot it yet. So I'm going to take it out this weekend, take him out this weekend, hopefully, or at least sometime in the next week. And have him put a few rounds through that so he's comfortable with it. So when that big, beautiful doe walks in front of us on the youth hunt, that Carter has a good chance. The youth hunt, that's an interesting thing. I will save the bulk of my comments for next week, but I'm a huge fan of the youth hunt. I think it's a great idea. I know not everybody loves it. I know it has its critics. People say that adults will use the youth hunt as an excuse to shoot an animal themselves. Anybody who does that is a dirtbag. If you would shoot a big buck during the youth season with your kid in the blind, that's just plain wrong. It's obviously not legal. It's not ethical, and it's just immoral. That's the wrong thing to do. Now, I don't think many people do that, but I have people tell me all the time, Avery, you're being naive. It happens all the time. And I hope and pray that that's not the case. I do not believe that there's a significant percentage of Michigan hunters who are so rotten that they would do that. I know it happens, but I don't think it happens often. People say, well, why did the kids get a chance to get out there and shoot these big bucks? They haven't earned it yet. Well, why should they have to earn it? Why should a kid have to earn the chance to go hunting? Did you earn the chance to go hunting? Well, yeah. I had to wait until November 15th, and it was cold, and I was miserable. Well, is that how you want the kids of today introduced to the sport of deer hunting? When it's cold and when it's miserable? Don't we want to give these kids, because listen, kids today are different than they used to be. I don't think you can argue that. And not in some families, but overall, culturally, kids today are different than they used to be. And they've got a lot of different things vying for their attention. They have a lot of different things. Their attention span isn't as long as it used to be. So why would we want to make them sit in a blind for hours in the cold in the middle of November waiting for a shot at an animal when we can show them what hunting is like in September when it's warm, it's comfortable, the deer don't know they're being hunted yet? Yes, it gives them an advantage. Of course it does, but isn't that the purpose? Don't we want that? Oh, well, they shot my buck I've been watching also. It's not your buck. So what? So you've got pictures of this animal. So you've got trail camera pictures of this animal. So you put in a food plot to attract him to your property. So he's on your hit list. So you gave him a name, just like all the big TV shows do, right? You did everything the big TV shows do. It doesn't mean it's your buck. It's not your buck until you put a tag on it. And so what? So if a kid shoots it ahead of time, it's just a deer. It's not the Holy Grail. It doesn't change your life, but it could change that kid's life. Could turn him into a hunter. Well, just because they go out and take an easy buck during the youth hunt doesn't mean they're going to be a hunter. That one I agree with. They may not be a lifelong hunter. That, I think, is a valid statement. But if you give that kid the opportunity to go hunting when they are a kid, they have the experience, and years down the road, and maybe just a few years down the road, when they get asked to vote on a hunting-related issue, they will have some experience and they will have a frame of reference. So I think it's all good. I really do. I think it's all good. Would I like to see the youth hunt be does only? You bet. I think that would be a great idea. That would take a lot of the social pressure off the youth hunt. Does only. If we've got too many does in our state, make it does only. The problem is that won't work in all parts of our state, right? So what else? I said bear season's coming up. Seeing a lot of pictures of beautiful bears on trail camera in the middle of the day. How long is that going to last? Isn't that the problem with everything? And haven't trail cameras changed the way that we hunt? It's changed the way that we pattern deer, changed the way we keep an eye on the bears. And the cellular trail cameras. My buddy Johnny Bowler now is putting cell cameras in the middle of the swamp in the UP where there's just a marginal signal, but enough to get pictures out of there. I got high hopes for you, Johnny. I keep teasing Johnny Bowler, the bear whisperer, about the fact that I want to shoot a big bear. Honestly, I want a respectable bear, yes. But I've never taken a bear in Michigan before. So I don't, Johnny, listen, don't hold out for a 300-pound bear for me, buddy. Put me on a nice, respectable bear that I can have a good quality hunt with, enjoy the experience, and get some good bear brats for the grill. And I'm a happy guy. Oh, what else? Oh, my new boat's done. My new Angler Quest is done. Realistically, I don't see myself using that boat much this fall. Maybe for a perch trip or two, but really, I've turned the corner, and I'm in a hunting mode now. I realized, like I said a few minutes ago, there's some excellent fall fishing, and I may be crazy for not taking advantage of it, and maybe I will. Maybe I will take advantage of it more than I thought, but I just appreciate the fact that that boat is there now, whether I use it this fall or wait until next spring. I can't wait to get my hands on that. What else? Wednesday Night Live. Every Wednesday night at 7:00, we do a Wednesday Night Live on my social media outlets. That's a great chance for you and I to interact. The radio show is wonderful, right? But for the past 11 minutes, you've sat here and listened to me talk, and you can't talk back to me. And I know sometimes that's frustrating. And I know sometimes you want to say, but Avery, well, if you join me on the Wednesday Night Lives at 7:00 on my social media outlets, you can interact with me. You can ask me questions. You can say, Avery, you're an idiot. And we can have a conversation. Coming up after the break here on the Outdoor Magazine radio show, the captain of the Michigan Charter Boat Association, Bill Winowicki. A lot of things going on, including some great fall fishing right now. But a lot of things behind the scenes, the consent decree negotiations. Charter Boat Association is not real happy with the DNR right now. A lot of people not happy with the DNR. Then Tom Campbell of Woods and Water News, their big outdoor weekend coming up. All that and lots more coming up this week right here on Outdoor Magazine. All right, my friends, that wraps up this Behind the Mic segment. Have a good day. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. I hope you can join me tonight, 7:00, for another edition of Wednesday Night Live.